राहुल, एक और क्वेश्चन काफी व्यूअर्स हमें पूछते हैं कि इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ जापानीज व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग इन जापान, जापानीज लैंग्वेज इन जापान. ऑफ कोर्स देयर आर टू सेट ऑफ पीपल हियर, जो लोग पूरे 20-25 साल हैं और उन्होंने लैंग्वेज नहीं सीखी है, एंड दे आर फाइन, दे आर डूइंग वर्किंग फाइन. बट देयर आर पीपल हु हैव पिक्ड अप द लैंग्वेज and they are doing some different kind of things. So what is your take on, first, on your own journey of learning Japanese, and then second, its importance? Should they go for it, or should they just, or what level should they go?
Sure. So answering the first question, basically, learning the language is the biggest hurdle. I think it's it's a roadblock for any foreigner to come to Japan, be it Indian or anyone else. But that roadblock itself can become your building block. That transformation.
That's a good way to put it.
That roadblock converted into a building block, and I think that is very important. And not picking up the language you may even sustain. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. You can survive. In fact, you can be at a very great position. Right? I'm not talking about expats who have come from at a very senior level CXOs and all that, who have been here without the language. They don't even need to worry too much about the language, and they can sustain and survive. But the question is about people like us, or people like even who are struggling in their lives, who want to actually build up their career, youngsters especially. For the youth, I would always say, learn the language. It's binary. The answer is binary, 0 or 1. It cannot be 0 to 100. कहीं 40% learn किया नहीं. 0 or 1, do it 1. That's it. There is no 0. You have to make it 1. You have to learn the language. It is very, very essential, because what I have learned from my personal experience is that the language, you will make money not on the Japanese language. You will always make money and build your career on your English language. Trust me. You are going to make money because you know English, and that is the weakness of the people native here. Right? So you are building your career and making money for English language, but because you know the language, Japanese language, that is why they are relying on you. The reliance is high. The higher the reliance, the higher you are paid for.
Absolutely.
Right? And that is Japanese people's weakness. The day they are confident about their English language, probably we may not be even needed. You never know.
Let's see how AI takes us.
And that is where the learning the language helps. It helps in all perspectives. Yes, and as I said, learning it full is important. Halfway mat karo, because it doesnn't help. Adha adhura ana, it's in fact it could be pricey. It's of zero value. So learn it thorough. Make it as your second nature. It has to be your second nature.
Yes.
It's like the more fluent you are, the more confidently that you can speak in language, networking with Japanese people becomes easy. And it's more about the accent also. I think being Indians, especially I've seen in a lot of Marathi people, all in some other natives as well, that Maharashtrians and others as well, that आपका हादसों काफी अच्छा हो जाता है. Being the Indians, we have got so many difficult letters in our language, alphabets in our language, that we can pronounce the Japanese language well. So that accent is also equally important. So learn it. You can fake it until you make it, but learn the accent.
Absolutely.
Get it fluent. I've seen none of the fluent Japanese speakers, as far as Indian community is concerned, who are struggling in their lives here. They are at very senior positions. So that is one important lesson that can be learned. And sooner or later, the moment you turn 35, 40, that is the time when you are kind of very in a very take this with a lighter note, but I call it eventually gradually start become furniture in the house. Little value, right? Or furniture in the organization. Youngsters are coming who are more brilliant than you, technically more smarter, ready to do the hard work, talented and have good vision than you, energy levels, physical energy as well, they're going to replace you quickly, right? So we need to be somewhere strong enough to sustain in the organizations also. So from that perspective, after you are 35, you may not even be needed in the organization or could be easily replaced. So language is that thing that, you know, it becomes your asset. It's a knowledge equity that actually pays after 35. So that is very important that youngsters should make sure that they are becoming the language expert, regardless of whether they really need it or not in their daily life.
You're right. No, I think it's very important, as you've kind of pressed on, that it's important climbing up the ladder, career ladder. That's one. Apart from that, I think if you know the language, you know and understand the people better, and the cultural aspect also, and then the simple life navigation also becomes a different experience as compared to someone who doesn't speak the language. So yes, both for professional and for personal, I think this is important, and we also recommend, always say through our platform also, that yes, pick up the language wherever and whenever and faster you can, as soon as you come to Japan. Got it.